Hello, my fellow YouTubers and my TikTokers. This is Roy back again. And now let's talk about this wheel here. It's an aluminum wheel. It's a 12-inch rim. Came off of a moped, scooter. It's all aluminum. And I have these 1-inch square neodymium magnets on them, all north pole facing out, and the south pole is facing the aluminum, which causes this shaft right here to have a hole itself. Let's check this compass, make sure that that is north. Good. So we'll come over here and check that we're running a north pole here. We are running a north pole on that side. So we are splitting north on the outside of that rod that's inside this aluminum, which has the south pole. North here, south there. North, south on this end, so the poles flip, and then south on that end. Just go check the compass, make sure it's still working right. Yeah, green's towards that way, that's the north. Alrighty, so you can see how I'm splitting out the poles on the rod and also on the magnets, and also using a aluminum on here. So let's show something, but first let me explain it before we show it. So I have a bifilar coil on the top here. I got a floating neodymium magnet north facing this way, out. And this has 20 gauge plus I think 24 gauge wire hooked up to a 2N3055. And with the 2N3055, the left side here, when you look at this, you got to make sure that the two pins are leaning on the top side of the shape here. And that means the left side would be your base. The right side is your emitter, and the whole chassis itself is the collector. So the collector is this wire here connected to the outgoing wire of the 20 gauge of this top coil, which is the negative feed coming out of the collector to turn on, which turns on this coil based on this 2N3055. So in the middle of it, I have a dioid with the ribbon facing out towards the base. The base is connected to the thin wire, start wire, which is really like a sensor, and we call it the tickler or the feedback. And then you have on the emitter side, you have the outgoing part. Now you see that? It just sucked itself in. We'll just push this stuff out. On the emitter, you have your the outgoing thin wire going to that. So that's your loop circuit for the feedback. And then for the driver wire, you got your start here, which is causing a north pole facing outward. So this one is only good, not so much for driving, but it's good for like our harmonic sensory for this bottom driver coil. And I'm going to show you how this is actually going, and then just notice with this on the speed increase. It's just phenomenal on how much speed I get out of this. So this one, top one is the 34 ohms. So it has, no, this one, no, my bad. The bottom one has 34 ohms. The top one has 0.08 ohms. So it's, yeah, it's just not even an ohm. But when this is connected to 12 volts, and when it's connected, it'll hum. So the feedback wires coming out, one comes out of a diode with the ribbon facing out off the collector. So I'm splitting the collector. The drive side is the end wire here on this coil, and then I'm coming up with the diode, and then this part of the diode is supposed to charge a battery, but instead we're going to a 12 volt LED. We'll go to one side, and I split the positive off the 12 volt, and that goes to the other side. Same thing with this light, is the same hookup to this coil. Now the difference to this coil, it's got 34 ohms, so basically this one won't go on by itself, but it drives the shit out of this wheel. It's a very good pusher. It's facing outward too. They're basically two air cores. I get a lot more speed with the air core, but you'll get a lot more kickback electric in the back EMF if you have a core, especially if you use a magnet. So on the back side of here, I put this in so I can create a vibratorial feedback of this coil, so it can push, give a little extra push to the magnets. When the magnets are coming north to north, it pushes the magnets away. And this is an old buzz coil, points. So in the back I got a magnet on it. So if I move the wheel, you can see it moves, right? See it? See that moving, so you can see the points. So yeah, let's oh, that'll be 24 volts on the bottom. Let's go ahead and get the lights are on. It's starting to just move on its own a little bit. Let's go ahead and give it a little twist. Does it need more, or is it going to push itself? Doesn't want to take off, does it? Go this way too. Now let's give it a little bit faster hit. So now just watch rapidly. You'll see the back EMFs on both of these coils are on. There's your light. They're meant to go into my Figueroa coil setup here. Now notice that this variable neodymium magnet inside the top one that I'm calling like a harmonic coil will enable this wheel to go really well. You can see the buzz coil. And watch this. I can make an adjustment and then if I push this magnet in closer, watch the wheel, listen to the wheel watch. Increasing speed rapidly. So the object, we're going to come off the feedback and we're going to go into my 14 coils here. The 7 in the middle are, actually there's 21 here, but 14 are inductors. There's the cores. There's cores in the bottom. And these are hollow cores. And these are, middle ones are my collector. I'm going to create an AC wave from a feedback spike. We will show on the oscilloscope what that wave would look like. And right here on the collector, you can see I have it hooked up and I'm just getting, I got resistor wire up and I don't have the two ends connected, so it's not connected. It's just picking up random spikes. Now, if I want to tap into that, I could say go to this wire and let's connect this top wire to the, that'd be the top coil to the bottom coil. All right, and you can see how I got them all hooked up in the back. Yeah, buddy, these connectors are great. Alrighty, and then we are going to, I hate to use the other wires, they kind of suck. But I guess I don't have a choice. Let's just, something's better than nothing. So we're not getting anything yet on it yet. So let's now come off the negative spike to the top of the resistor wire. So the top here is connected to the resistor wire. And as you can see the ohms, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 18, 21, 24. And that's 25 up top. So now we need to provide a positive over here. And we'll come off of this positive here. All right. And then we're going to add hold on, guys. I need 2 hands for this. All right, here we go. So we got that connected to the positive. And the positive needs to go all the way over to there. I need one more run. Hold on. One more run. All right, so I got the positive coming off of there. I should see the spikes. Well, you're already seeing spikes, but let's touch this. And we are seeing the spikes right now. You see how they spike and then they come down like a little slinky, sort of like the Tesla hairpin circuit. You see that? Sort of like a Tesla hairpin circuit. And you can see for some reason it's picking up speed on me. I don't know why. Let's change the resistance here. There's your spikes. So I'm moving the resistance around. So we'll get into the figure error. We're going to make a sine wave, and we're going to go use this pattern, but we're going to come off of this pattern a little bit. And I have some other ideas I want to incorporate. Yeah. The wheel's going so fast, the magnetic. Look at that. So let's tighten that up. Uh-oh, taking off. Hear that? Oh, baby. And the wheel's increasing speed. Big time. Spikes. Frequency. 26 hertz, 27. Bouncing. It's frequency right there. Still picking up speed. That's just from the back EMF off the bottom coil. Just on that bottom coil, we're showing what the back EMF is providing going through this array of coils. The top is your high end of your sine wave. The bottom is your low side. Each coil at the bottom is hooked up to a different resistance of 3 ohms, and it's supposed to go off with a round circle with a sweep and make a smooth transition. And what you would have here is still making electricity. Everything's disconnected from it, but it's just so tuned in. You can see that the waves have decreased. These are just spikes from the coil reacting to the magnet. The magnets. See the frequency going down. Everything dropping. So with the Figueroa setup here, taking the back EMF and putting it into a capacitor, split capacitors, because I want to take one capacitor to be like a hairpin. So it'd be 2 capacitors. But what I want to do is go into one capacitor and have a dielectric side, another capacitor have a dielectric side, which would be the inside core of the capacitor itself will be cold electricity, and then the outside part of each of this capacitor is set up to have a spark gap in between it, and the spark gap between it is going to be the point set right there. So you see it moving just from that. So so the Tesla hairpin circuit will be sitting up here in dual capacitors, and the spark gap will be releasing into the array here. So the start is right here, and that's where the negative side goes into, and then it comes this way, and that end here connects to the bottom side, and then the bottom side goes straight across and comes out and connects to the start of the resistance. So what you'll have here is all these up top here not having to go through the resistance other than its own resistance, and they're all about 3.1 to 3.2 ohms a piece, all hooked up in series. So just do the math. It's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. So it comes out to about 21.3. So it's really close to 3 ohms a piece. So that's the built-in resistance in just the 7 wires on the 7 single wires, actually 7 coils, and then below it you have the same thing. So you got another 21 ohms plus 21 ohms up top. That's 42 ohms, and then you're going through the resistance wire here, which is is then the nichrome wire. So you start off with the nichrome wire, and then each one of these is tapped to 3 ohms a piece. So they will go off like a like a boo. Like what it's going to do is take the high side and create the low side, and it's going to create a electrical wave with no moving parts. So hopefully you're interested in it. Stay tuned. I'll think about doing a live video too, get you guys on there so you can see it live too. But this is going to pop up as a video, and hopefully it's not too long for you, because once you get into it, you'll see that there's a lot of information here that I'm pumping out. Right now I got my driver here to my flyback for high voltage, but we're going to be building a Van de Graaff setup here coming off the wheel with my thick rubber band, and that's going to be my high electrostatic, because I love electrostatics. I want to combine the electrostatics in a different way that I've been seeing out there, and I give kudos to a lot of you guys out there showing you off your work. Take a little piece of this, a little piece of that, and create your own. Yeah. Just stay tuned, guys. This is pretty. Like I said, I definitely. Why is this? That's gone too. All right, it fell. I definitely got myself really interested in this quick. This is just my experimental table. If you ask me what's my end game, I would say my end game is to learn to see anomalies, to learn the process by seeing it, by building it myself. So that's my end game. Where it goes from here, just stay tuned. Just hang tight, because I've started to incorporate some of the things that I'm learning from this in this build over here. And I was really interested over here because the mass and displacement. And one more thing I'm going to show you guys. I got this glass specially ordered that I got from my shop here. And this glass, it's called Devonshire glass. And it's a great conductor because what it has is three sheets. You see that? 3 sheets. And there's a film in between it, so there's a dielectric. So if you guys ever seen the MIT video where they dissect a capacitor, a Linden jar, well, that stuff is going to hold a lot of darn juice, guys, a lot of electrons. So I'll be incorporating that in my experimental table, especially with the electrostatic side. Oh my. So over here, got my snark, because I'm always interested on notes of music, and I believe that a lot of this stuff that I have here, I can tell that each frequency is connected to a note, and then each frequency is also connected to a color, and it goes on and on and on, and magnetism as well. So the interesting thing here, that the displacement of all the iron is what I'm going after here in Ed Leedskalnin's wheel. You can see that this thing is going to get a coil inside, a 12-pointed coil. And you can see that these are all north facing neodymium magnets facing out. The handle that I just put here connects, there'll be a coil on the handle, and that coil, like this coil with the core in there, will be reacting, and on the feedback of that, it's going to excite the coils that are isolated around the magnets to make the magnets stronger. So the timing of this wheel turning and the timing of this going by will have an impact on the whole array here of coils, and these are going to be wound a lot more. I'm going to get more ohms on this. I want this to be gorilla strength. And then on the inside here, we're going to have this master coil here that's going to be reacting from the wheel turning and the reaction off the feedback. So yeah, so just a lot of stuff here to dissect. All right, guys. Yeah, buddy. You guys take care. Bye. Leave your comments.